Podcast. It's your host, Debo. Welcome back to the Healing Version Podcast. It's your host, Debo. Welcome back, and you in the place to be, and it's Debo on the mic. And I said, what? Hey, thank you for coming and kick it with your girl. I freestyle on this thing, and y'all know what up. Hey, yeah, it's Debo on the mic. We gon' get it right. Hey, accountability. Hey, it's Debo on the mic. We gon' get it right. Hey, accountability. Accountability is the way to go. You gotta have the morals and the ethical way to think. Just have some accountability. It take you a very long way. Hey, accountability, integrity, accountability, integrity, accountability, and integrity. Hey y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the Healing Version Podcast. And for everybody that's here for the first time, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and listening to me as I talk to you guys about my life. And speaking of my life, y'all, so much has been going on in my life and just around me. I've been extremely overwhelmed, and I don't know. I'm being tested, I feel, because I have been speaking about being positive through whatever you're going through, and I have been successful in that. However, even the strongest is, whew, and I consider myself one of those very strong people who have gone through a lot and has overcome a lot. But even someone like me can go through things that test, man, it's testing my patience, it's testing my strength, it's testing me mentally. It's really been a lot, but overall I'm blessed, and I'm happy that that I'm getting to experience things, because it's only making me stronger. But I hate being in it. I hate like going through the storm, but the rainbow at the end is always the best. So I'm gonna remain positive. I'm gonna still come back every week, even when I don't feel like coming back and talking to y'all, and telling y'all all the things that I've gone through this healing journey and what I'm still struggling with. Yeah. So, yeah. So, again, thank y'all for being here. I really do appreciate y'all. So today we are actually going to touch on accountability. And accountability is one of those things that you have to have in order to heal, because you have to be able to look in the mirror and realize where you went wrong, where you're going wrong, where you mess up. Because when you're healing, you have to be able to know what's wrong with you. You have to be able to identify it. And a lot of times when we have to identify like what's wrong or what we need to heal from, we have to like figure out what we be screwing up in, like what we do wrong, how we offend people. And sometimes we've been doing these things for so long that we don't even realize that we're doing them. And that's where accountability comes from, because either you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to realize, I really don't know how to communicate, or I really don't know how to actively forgive somebody and like move on. And for me, I have accountability partners that live under the same roof as me, my children, and I allow them to tell me in a respectful way, of course, when they feel that I'm wrong in some way, or if I've done something wrong, I allow them to tell me, and they're really respectful in it. And I feel like that's where our parents went wrong, is they had that don't talk back to adults, don't say this, you can't do this, don't look this, don't look. And what they created was anxiety in a lot of us. And that's why we're so anxious as adults. And I feel like that's why a lot of us, our throat chakra is closed, because we weren't allowed to speak up. And you can speak up and still be respectful. And that's me. Like I want my kids to speak up and tell me. And if they're wrong, or if they interpreted something wrong, then we have a conversation. I feel like when we were kids, we didn't have conversations with our parents. It was forbidden that we had an open dialogue with an adult, because a kid's supposed to stay in a kid's place. And I'm glad that my generation is getting away from that. I know there's more parents out there like me that allow their kids to, actually speak up and have a say so. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing disrespectful about it. I mean, unless they're yelling and cursing you out, then that's a totally different story. It's not funny either. I think I'm laughing so I won't cry. I really been going through it. Just pray for me. Keep me in your thoughts and prayers. Send me some good energy, some good mojo. I'm gonna be okay though. It's just, this is one of those moments of transparency that I'm having with y'all, and just being open and honest. But I'm not. Y'all heard me at the beginning. That was a totally different day. But I'm good. I'm good though. So let's go on and move on into this episode. I really want to touch base on the meaning of accountability and what accountability is for my people who listen in and maybe don't understand quite what accountability is. So basically, accountability refers to the obligation of an individual, organization, or entity to be answerable for their actions, decisions, and policies, and to accept responsibility for them. It involves being transparent, providing explanations, and facing consequences if necessary. Accountability is a fundamental principle in various fields, including business, governance, and personal relationships, promoting trust, integrity, and ethical behavior. So when I think about parts of my life where I was not accountable, and now I'm taking some accountability, the first relationship I think about is my parents, because for so long I blamed my dad for not being around, and I blamed him for the type of man that I entertained. I'm like, if he was around, I'd have never talked to this so and so, because he would have warned me about men like this. But I don't blame him for that anymore, because I am emotionally intelligent enough and I have enough discernment to know the type of men that don't deserve me. But that took some healing. I didn't know that 5 years ago. Hell, I didn't know that 2 years ago, if we being honest. But I'm one of the things that I'm still working on when it comes to the relationship with my dad is holding him accountable for not feeling protected. And that was protection as a child and protection as an adult. So I never felt that from him. I never felt that he protected me. And I guess, still struggle with holding him accountable for that. I'm like, you never made me feel protected. Like, I see women or girls with their fathers and like they're so protective and they're like, this is my baby, and then not nobody her, and I want to meet everybody, every man that if you come and try to take her on a date, I want to meet the boys. That, like, I never experienced that. Like, my dad wasn't there when I was dating. So I'm gonna give y'all a little story, right? And Daddy, if you listen to this, this is not me bashing you. This is me being transparent and me just dealing with my shit. So I apologize in advance if you take offense to this, but so my oldest son is 19, and I was pregnant with him. I told y'all before, I got pregnant with him the end of my junior year. I had him January of my senior year. So I graduated in May, and me and my baby father, we were already living together, and like we was living together, working, and we had already got, like, we were established basically. And my dad had never met him. He didn't meet my baby father until the night of my graduation. And mind y'all, my baby is already what, 5, 6 months old? This man looks at my baby father and says, "You better do right by my daughter." And by then, to me, it's too late. That was a conversation you should have had with him when he came to pick me up for our first date. You can't tell him now, "You better do right." Like, we already been screwing. We living under the same roof. We didn't travel together. Like, we have all these things established, and now you want to chastise him? No, you don't get to chastise him now. I didn't say anything at the time, out of respect, but just thinking back on it, it's like, what? Like, okay. So that's something that I'm working on, like that protection thing. And I feel like once I meet my husband, I feel like he will help me heal from that, because I'm not marrying a man if he's not a protector. Like, that's really big for me, even with dating. Like, if I see that you're not a protector, I'm instantly turned off, because you have to be a protector. I feel like every woman is like that, whether you had a protective father or active father or not. That protection from a man is just, it's it's a requirement. I'm just saying. So, things that I am doing to make sure that I am holding myself accountable is I'm being transparent. So, basically, being open and honest about actions and decisions and things that I'm going through and things that I need to fix. Just taking responsibility for my actions and acknowledging and accepting my role in the actions that I have in whatever the situation is. And then I am going to answer to those things. So, being able to explain and justify actions and decisions when called upon. Like I spoke earlier about my children, if they come to me, like my daughter will come to me. I love that girl. She will come to me and she'll be like, when you said this, it made me feel like this, or, like, me and her have like conversations all the time. And hey, I have to be accountable for my actions, and I'm standing on that. And then also consequences. So, being able to face consequences, whether positive or negative, and whatever comes out. Because if you make a decision, everybody knows that if you make a decision, there's consequences, whether good or bad. So, I am taking accountability in my consequences as well. Like, hey, if this is what happens because this happened, then this is what we got to deal with. All right. Now, a part of my life where I have been doing a amazing job when it comes to accountability is working from home. And I've been working from home since the pandemic, and a lot of people talk about like how they can't work from home for whatever reason. I've always desired to work from home, and I promise you, without integrity and having some what word am I looking for? Self-control and being an accountable person, and you can't work from home. Y'all, like, it'd be so much freedom. Like, my bed is literally right here. Like, it's just so many other things that I can be doing while on the clock, but I sit my butt here at this desk and I do what I'm supposed to do. So I have to give myself props in that. Although there are things in my personal life that I may struggle with when it comes to accountability, I'm rocking this work from home thing. Like, I got this. I'm doing this. I got this together, and yeah. So the next segment of this show is going to be, drum roll please, it's going to be the segment that I've been promising you guys. What would Miss Debo do? So basically, I'm going to read a scenario to you guys, and I'm going to give feedback to this person who wrote in and had this question about their relationship. Because, y'all, that's one of my things I love talking about. Hi, please help. I have met someone a month ago. I was telling him to take it slow. However, he said he is willing to make me happy. He wants to settle down and everything, so I just let myself. Now we are together for a month and almost moving in together. We are fighting often, and when we are fighting, I can't sleep, I can't work, I'm about to lose my job. He told me it's fine because he will help me. However, I don't want to be dependent on him. He did he didn't want to listen. He is trying to do nice things, but then he gets angry all of a sudden, starts being passive aggressive to me, gets mad at me for nothing. When we argue, I prefer to leave for 1 to 2 minutes to cool off. He said he is not okay with that because it means I'm abandoning him. I'm trying so hard because I love him, but he's just so selfish. I'm scared and now because I almost lost everything in 1 month. And I know it might sound like I have a problem, maybe I do, but I'm just so scared and hopeless. In case it's relevant, he is also a disabled man who is a workaholic and told me up front that there may be times when he will be working 12 hours for several weeks. Okay, so I first just want to say that I read these exactly how they're written in, but I can basically give you a summary of what the young lady was saying in regards to her relationship. So basically, she met this guy about a month ago, and they started dating. They are now getting ready to move in with each other, and but she's saying like sometimes he lashes out, he gets angry, and he's lashing out and taking it out on her. Like he'll just all of a sudden get upset, and he doesn't really want her to work. He wants to be the breadwinner and take care of her. But she doesn't really want him. Like she doesn't want to depend on him. She mentioned in here how he's selfish. She said she's scared and hopeless. She said he has a disability. She didn't mention what the disability is. I guess it doesn't matter, but maybe it could matter. And she also mentioned that he says he'll be working 12 hours for several weeks. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. Like I don't have any of those credentials. However, from the outside looking in, he sounds like he may have bipolar, but that's not what we came here to talk about. We came here to ask me, Debo, what Debo would do in this situation. And I can only think of one word: run. Run, 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 run as fast as you can. You've only known him or been dating him for a month, and he's already showed you all of these things that are red flags. I didn't really hear any positive anything in here. I guess the most positive thing would be that he wants to take care of you. However, how do you get comfortable with a man who lashes out at any minute? Like, how do you allow somebody that's always angry to take care of you? Like, at any given point, he can decide that he no longer wants to take care of you. Then what? So I would definitely get out of this situation if this was me. It's a lot going on, and it just sounds like to me that it's two individuals that aren't ready to be in a relationship. Two hurt individuals. It sounds like he has some things that he's dealing with that he's not ready to heal from. And it also sounds like you have maybe some things that you're not ready to heal from. And again, I'm not any type of doctor. However, I like to be like blunt in these situations because it's really a disaster waiting to happen. And I don't know, maybe because you're in it, you can't see like everything, but like your answer is here. You ask to please help. I'm not sure exactly, or if you're asking if you should leave. If you're asking that and you're able to leave. If you're not in a position where you can leave, then get in a position where you can leave and leave because he doesn't sound well. He doesn't sound well at all. And then it sounds like he possibly could be cheating. He's telling you ahead of time that he'll be working 12 hours for several weeks. That sounds like somebody who's trying to go ahead and just set up in your mind that if he doesn't come home by his usual time, then he's still at work. And I don't know. That's a little fishy to me, but hey. So in conclusion, what I would do is I would leave. I would definitely leave. But like I said before, make sure that you're in a position to leave financially. You mentioned that you are about to lose your job. I thought you said you lost it, but I'm looking here. You said you're about to lose your job. Don't allow somebody to make you lose your job. You said you're losing everything within a month. Think about that. You've known this person 4 weeks. And everything that you've worked so hard for is about to be gone in 4 weeks. Like, leave this dude alone. Whoever he is, he's not good for you. One of the things that you can identify in a healthy relationship and somebody that you would do good with or that's good for you is somebody that want to see you like grow. They want to see you, they want to uplift you. They want to make sure that you are straight. They want to take care of you. They love on you. So like when you get with a person, you should be elevating as well as them. They should also be elevating. If you guys are a good couple and you're a good fit, y'all should be elevating. Y'all should be each other's biggest cheerleaders. So if that's not happening and you're losing, no, we're not signing up to lose. We're not signing up to be with people who aren't helping us win. You shouldn't be losing. I'm not saying that you're not going to have bad times and bad things don't happen, but I'm saying as a couple, you guys are a team, you're a partnership, y'all look out for each other, y'all got each other's back. And I don't hear any of that in what you wrote in. I don't hear any of that. So I say separate, get away from him. Do what you have to do to get out of this position with him, because it really sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. But I do wish you all the best, and I'm sorry you're going through this. It sounds toxic and not healthy at all. I'll be honest, but I thank you for your input, and I hope I wasn't too hard. But I just gotta keep it 100 when it comes to stuff like this, because so many times we stay in situations and things that we have no business being in, staying in relationships, staying at jobs longer than we're supposed to. You see those red flags, you see it's not a good fit for you, get out of there. That's not all God has for you. God has better. Like, just believe it and speak it. You say what you have and you have what you say. So, all in all, baby girl, yeah, just walk away and sound like you had your stuff together before you got with this guy. So I don't see you having a problem getting back on your feet and bouncing back. But again, I wish you all the best. You are more than a conqueror. You can do this. You can walk away. And yeah, I hope that you write in the future and say, yeah, I left him and I'm doing great, and I got a house and a car, and I got a good man that's treating me wonderful, and he knows how to, and we're elevating each other, and I'm his cheerleader, he's my cheerleader, and just all those good things. I hope that for you, and I pray that upon your life and anybody else that's listening that desire a mate. Like, I hope God sends you exactly who you're supposed to be with. Thank y'all so much for coming back for episode 6. Can y'all believe we 6 episodes in? But yeah, we're 6 episodes in. Hey. But seriously, I just want to thank everybody who comes back week after week and listen to me. To everybody this your first time listening, go back and listen to the other episodes, because like what I'm doing is I'm building on each episode. So I'm always referring to something I already said in a different episode. So go back and listen. That way you know what I'm saying, you on point, you know exactly what's going on. But again, thank y'all so much for coming back again. If you want to contact the Healing Version podcast, we have an IG at the Healing Version. We have a Gmail, the Healing Version at gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook at The Healing Version. Join the Facebook group, The Healing Version Podcast, to keep up with the latest episode. I think we should have a discussion about the question that the young lady sent in today. Y'all had a lot to say. I know I said, what would I do? But I had to give baby girl some advice because that was a very interesting situation. But again, thank y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And until next week.